I know they put it all away. Yeah, you bless me, you pretty. From the can of funny. You know you for me. We both the DJ with the melody. They can see it out. I'm guys around to we go. Yeah, I'm like to accept the man. I to set the trend. We can spin right to the I don't tell us how we come to him.
Yeah, that's what we got to do to get this party started right here. That's what we got to do to get this party started right here. All right, so I'm making this video to help you understand how to use Facebook marketing platforms, particularly the Business Manager. There's a reason why those boosting ads are so enjoyable, because they're very easy to do. It does all the work for you, but the problem with that is it doesn't really do as good a job as you can do. Yeah, I need to catch my breath because I've been jamming all afternoon. So let's go right to the Facebook business page. I'm going to show you exactly what I've done with a recent ad that's going to help you see how you can do the exact same thing. Okay? Now, I want you to pay attention to the principles I'm going to talk about, as well as the numbers and their relationship to your goals and expectations, all right, to growing your business. So I'm going to take a moment, take a break, catch my breath, and be right back, all right? Okay, all right. So as I mentioned, I'm creating this particular video to help better explain how Facebook marketing will actually impact your business specifically, and how, because it is the true foundation that almost all other platforms feed into or integrate with, it's important to understand this particular platform, the power that it holds, and why it's so useful and so sought after with anyone that wants to actually grow and expand their business. Because everyone knows, as I've told you before, that leads, new leads, people putting new eyes and new hands on your product or service is what is the lifeblood of your business. Yes, your current customers are really your cheapest and least expensive to market to, because you've already overcome many of the barriers that are pre-existing when trying to get a new customer. But that does not mean that you can grow your business specifically with current customers alone. Simply due to attrition, people die, people move, people change, people are fickle. So you have to always be bringing in new customers from your competition, from not even ever having used your product or service. If they've got a problem and you've got the solution, you've got to get out in front of them. Now, the problem that's existed for so many years is that, even from the beginning, is how do you get your product or service in front of the best person who's more likely to spend their money with you? Because if you put your money into marketing and advertising and you're mailing out to people and you're contacting people and they don't even have a clue of what you do or why you do it, or even if they have a need for it, they've never heard of it before, then you're really wasting money. You have to identify who is most likely to spend money with you based purely on their behavior. What have they already purchased? What are they doing that might lead them to want to purchase your product or service in the near future? Where all of this is leading up to why Facebook marketing is so powerful. So keep that in mind as we move forward. So the first thing you want to do is, I recommend you go to an incognito for practice, but you can just go on your browser, but you want to always use a Chrome browser rather than Firefox or Explorer or Safari even. You want Chrome because Chrome is going to, their backlinks and everything work best with these systems, okay? So I'm going there now. So you want to go to business.facebook.com. And that will bring you to this page, which is the business manager page for Facebook. You want to log in. If you have not logged in already, you want to create an account. Simple enough. You must have a personal Facebook fan page, though, to do this. I was about to go right back in. Okay, so these are several accounts that I operate for clients. I'm going to go to my personal business page. This is my account, and I'm going to choose one of several accounts that I use for ad accounts. And I'm going to select a most recent ad campaign that I've only just ended on October the 1st. The hit, not dead, keep moving. It is completed. We'll run through these numbers more closely as we move on. Once you see, I actually invested, I budgeted $250. Not a lot of money, half of what I would normally invest into a monthly ad spend. And out of this 500, we'll look and see what that actually achieved for me. So in your ad sets, this is where you create the actual ad. Well, let me go back first and show you this. When you're creating an ad, you go here and create. I'm not going to take you through all the steps of creating an ad today. This is merely to show you the outcomes and the effectiveness of an ad, okay? But just to let you know, you create your ad. I've created already. It is what type of ad is this? This is a campaign objectives or video views. I wanted to get as many eyeballs on the actual creative that I've done so that I could better understand and develop an audience. That's what this particular campaign was solely done to begin to cultivate and begin to see what type of people were actually going to be responsive to any marketing that I put out in these particular areas. So I had to put out some tests, and that's exactly what this is. This is a base test. This is where the audience is created in the ad set. The ad set looked like this. Normally it's 500, but I went 250 on this one because it's a test. It was a fall 2020 Level Up Mastermind invitation. I was inviting people to the third mastermind group. Again, these are the locations throughout the United States: Jacksonville, Orlando, Florida, Atlanta, Columbus, Ohio, Georgia, Bloomington, or Illinois, Huntington. There's about 10 or 12 different places here, maybe 10, that I targeted because of different factors. I won't go through all of them now. The ages were from 40 to 65. These are all of the different characteristics that I was looking for in people who I wanted to reach out to. So I want them to be travelers, international travelers. I want them to have an educational level of college grad or master's degree. I want them to be employers that were dealing with home improvement. I want them to be military, veterans, current military, all these different scenarios or different avatars or components of themselves of what I wanted to create. And then we ran the ad, and there are different platforms we run it on, and it's already completed now. And now we're going to look at what the two ads were. There were two ads. The first ad was a 13-second ad of an interview I had done with one of the sessions with one of the case studies. And this 13-second ad was quick to the point, and I wanted to compare it to the other ad, which was a 3-minute ad. So it was a 13-minute ad running against a 3-minute ad. I wanted to see what type of outcomes I would get. How would people respond? You know, people like to think that people won't pay attention to long copy, so to speak, that people are lazy, and they are, but it all really depends on the quality of what you're actually communicating. People will sit and listen to you for an hour if you're giving them something of value. If you're not and you're wasting their time, well, they're going to walk away, just like anything else. So this was the 3-minute ad, and it was with Cheryl. So the outcomes were very interesting. Let's look at them. So for $250, which is not $250 a piece. That was a total for both. So it was 30,523 times did someone actually watch the entire 13-second clip. Only 2,513 times did someone watch the whole 3-minute clip. So which do you think was more valuable? From just the results of how many people there were that it reached, or results of through plays where they watched it through. Or what about the next category, the reach, the number of people, the number of devices that it actually reached, the number of screens that someone actually stopped and actually paid attention to it. 30,976 versus 12,010. Gave me a total of 42,644 devices were literally reached. Out of those people or devices reached, 46,467, they actually paid attention to it. An impression took place, right? It didn't just come across their screen. They stopped. They paid attention to it. Well, it gets a little better. The cost per one of those results was less than 1 cent. Well, actually, it was 1 cent for Derek's 13-second clip, and there was a 4-cent cost for Cheryl's 3-minute clip. So I'm going to ask you a question again. Which do you think so far was of the best, gave me the best results for my money? Let's keep going. Now here, it gives you a quality ranking, engagement rate ranking, and conversion rate ranking. Now, the quality ranking of Derek's 13-second video was below average, bottom 35%, it says here, of other ads comparatively. The engagement was below average, and the conversion rate was below average, even though it had 32,373 impressions. Of those, it still had a below average productivity. And it cost me $158.36 on that, on 30,000 impressions, I believe it was, to go back. Impressions 32,373, it cost me $158.36. Now, I paid $91.64 for a 3-minute ad that actually ran average, above average, and average. So the people that were engaging with Cheryl's ad, it cost me 4 cents per impression, per result rather, but it also was a average and above average when compared to other videos of its like. And it cost me $91.64. Now it gets really fun, because now we can really dig in a little deeper and understand what's so valuable about this information to us. So a 3-second, if the person watched it for 3 seconds, it was logged in at 39,293 times. The video percentage where they watched it was 98% of the people watched a 13-second video, 98%. That's fantastic. 98% of the people, 98 out of 100, watched the entire 13 seconds. Maybe later I'll show you what the 13 seconds was so you'll get a better idea. The percentage of the 3-minute video only yielded a 4.66%, 4.7% of the people watched it, or I'm sorry, 4.66% of the video was watched. That's not a lot of time, right? So the average play time for the 13-second video was 12 seconds. That's the average amount of time they watched the 13-second video. But they watched the 3-minute video only an average of 10 seconds. What do you think? So an average of 12, but they watched this one, the longer one, for less time. It cost me a little bit more money per impression, and it came to a significantly less number of people. Because if you remember, the reach was 30,000 against 12,000. That's 31,000 against 12,000. So they reached a significantly more amount of people. But let's look at the link clicks. The link clicks. Can you say it with me? Link clicks. This is where the person took action and not just watched the video, but actually took the initiative to click the link to go either to watch. Well, the way this particular ad worked was the person would click the video, watch the video. If it was a 13-second video, they were given in the copy instructions and guidance, what's called a call to action, to go to the landing page and watch the full video, okay? The 3-minute video was also connected to the same landing page, but it was the entire clip. So there was no invitation to go watch the completion of it. We just invited you to come and see if there was more on the landing page that you might be interested in if these 3 minutes piqued your curiosity. And that's all we want to do. We want to pique their curiosity. So look at these numbers. The 13-second ad yielded 38 link clicks. 38 times the person clicked on to listen to the ad. Only 16 times did the person click on the 3-minute ad and watch that ad, because these ads do not just automatically start. You have to click the button to start it, okay? That's important because every step that the person takes in taking action draws them closer and look further into, for the lack of a better analogy, your web of sales. Anyway, back to work. So 54 link clicks altogether, okay? But we can do even better than that. We can look even deeper and understand more precisely what this gives us as far as of a cost of acquisition. And that's what I want to show you now. So the question I always tell everyone I work with, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to any type of advertising or promoting your business, the number one question you have to ask yourself is, what am I willing to spend to get that ideal customer? And to do that, you have to determine how much would either someone else pay or you are currently paying. That would give you what's known as your cost of acquisition. Now, this, of course, as I've said before, can be translated into terms such as time that you spend preparing for them, time that you spend with them. It could be money that you actually use to promote the business to reach them, whether it be marketing materials, whatever it takes, whether time, energy, resources. You have to be clear of what those costs are, but you also have to be clear on what that person's value and projected value will mean to your business. Does that make sense? So for this particular operation or campaign, we were promoting the mastermind group at $500 per month per person. And from that, for approximately a year, if not more, but usually they go for more than a year, but just to be conservative, a year, even if you were to say 6 months. But a year's time, 500 times 12, what does that come to? Anybody quick out there on their feet? $6,000. Now, you know that what you're providing, well, I know what I'm providing them is far more valuable than $6,000. To them, it needs to be valuable as well. So I have to ask myself, what am I willing to spend to get a client that's going to be valued at $6,000? That's a no-brainer. Sometimes a person would say $3,000. I'd put up, if I could get an equal return on my money, hey, I'm cool with that. Right? So this was a test to determine what that would look like. So what I actually spent per person, I'll go back to the campaign to show us that number. In the campaign, if you follow across, you have, again, 33,036 through plays, 42,644 people were reached, 46,467 times those 42,000 devices, somebody actually watched it. So some people actually watched it more than once. Cost me roughly approximately 1 penny per transaction. I invested $250. And the frequency, as I said, a little bit over once at the time, that's how many times I actually watched it. unique link clicks, 54, landing page views, 3. That's the beautiful thing. So which one gave me the landing page views? Because remember, them watching the video, clicking it first, then them going to the landing page was the next step. And we got 3 landing page views. What would you spend to get someone who's interested in your solution to get your business in front of them? What would that be worth to you? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Everybody has web pages now. My own children have their own domains. And what this means is that it's such a normal part of everyday activity now. Having a website doesn't really mean too much because that's the solution, so to speak. But if no one knows that you exist and you cannot afford to compete with the Google rankings that people pay tens of thousands of dollars for, then you have to be smart and you have to know things like I know, such as direct response copywriting and the skills that are used to get someone's attention, keep their attention, and nurture them through to a conversion. So the landing page views tells me something. It tells me a lot that those 3 people found enough value in out of 54 times, 3 people said, I want to know more about this business. Now, I know these are small numbers, but keep them in relativity. I spent $250, but out of that $250, I obtained 3 new leads. Okay. Now, the leads are very cold leads at this point. I do not know who they are. I can know who they are, but at the moment, I do not know who they are. I'll show you how we figure out who they are a little later. But the point is, I got their attention. And if each one of them were to convert, I would have already made my money back. Heck, if one of them converted, I would have made my money back from the 250 ad. You with me? Times that times 1,000. Because it really is a numbers game. The more eyeballs I get in front of, that number increases from 3 to 300 to 3,000. It all depends on what I'm willing and able to invest in my business. Now, so it cost me $83.33. Look at this, $83.33. It didn't even cost me $250 to get those landing page views. It cost me $83.33 per landing page view. Okay. This is a powerful, powerful tool. Now, that is the most of what I wanted to show you with this now. I wanted to show you what's capable. Can you imagine your business being promoted and the advertisement is running sufficiently? It takes about 7 days for an ad to truly, for the algorithms to really begin to cultivate that audience, okay? That's why you always want to run your ad for a minimum of 7 days. And then you have some ads, just let them run. You go back and you pick them up, you put them back on. It depends, but what the algorithm is doing, the longer it runs, it's always refining and refining and refining your audience. Now, let me tell you how important the audience is. Imagine imagine your 5 best customers, just your top 5 customers. Now, imagine what that relationship is like. Imagine what type of people they are. Now, imagine if you were able to duplicate and replicate that person times 5, times 10, times 50. Would not that be an incredible asset, a tool in your toolkit to market your business continually? Well, let me show you how Facebook does that. We'll simply go to audiences. I've already done this a few times in preparation for this, but I'm going to, so I'm not going to go the way I could have gone there. I'm going to go this way. Anyway, cheers. So, as I was saying, I've already done this 3 times here. I've already saved this audience that I was just talking about, those 42,000 engagements. 3 times. And this audience size is 11 million people. There are 11 million people in this audience size, okay? So let's take the first one. What you can do in Facebook is you can create another audience. You can create a custom audience. This audience is with people who have already shown an interest in your business or your product with custom audiences. You can create an audience from your current customer contacts, website traffic, or mobile app. Or there's the lookalike audience. The lookalike audience reaches new people who are similar. As I was saying, you could replicate someone like them. That's why they call it a lookalike audience. The lookalike audience is similar to the audience you already care about. You can create a lookalike audience based on people who like your page. This is why page likes are so important. Conversion pixels, having a pixel on your Facebook, on your website, or any of your existing custom audiences. That's the power of this. Now, it's true, all marketers are not the same. We all come with different experiences, different levels of sophistication, nuances, and insights. So working with the right one's important because they have to be able to understand your business, understand you, and how you are trying to grow. That's very important. So special ad audience, that's something somewhat new. I think that has more to do with housing. I've run into that a couple of times with one of my clients' properties. He rents out properties, and because of that, there's a special category for that regarding housing, fair housing regulations and rules for the government. We don't want to use them as examples for you. So we're going to select this particular audience with 11 million people already in that audience of all those different locations I shared with you earlier. We're going to go over here to the create the audience, and we're going to do the custom audience. We're going to go to video because I want to use the audience that connected to the videos and watch the videos. That's the bait, the lead bait that we're using. Okay. So this video, I'm clicking this video. I have to select the number of people. So first I want to definitely choose people who either completed or viewed at least 15 seconds of the video, the through play. We know that was several thousand people. So we can work with that. Plus I'd like to know, and I want to choose the audience. So I'm going to make sure I have the right business up here because I have several that I serve, but I want to use this one, particular one. Then I want to choose the one here. Watch this now. This is Cheryl's video. And this video was viewed, the 3-second videos were viewed 33 times. And here, this video was viewed 7,380 times. Whereas Derek's video, 13-second video, was seen 31,000 times. So we're going to choose these two first. And we're going to, because I really want to focus on the ones who are my ideal prospects. I don't want to waste money chasing after people who really only saw 98% of the 13-second advertisement, but none of them went to the landing page. Now, I will make an audience for them, but that audience I will not spend as much money on as I will this audience, because this is a premium audience. I know that the people who watched that 3-minute video and 3 of them went to that landing page out of 58 people, I'll definitely invest in them. And this helps me make an educated, sound, scientific investment in my business. So I'll choose those 2 videos. Okay. Confirm those selections. I'm going to put a name on this. Fall Level Up Mastermind Invitation. In this description, I'm going to say these are premium prospects because I know they watched that 3-minute video and three of them went, and people like them is what I'm going to create next. Okay, we'll save that, create an audience, and then it will just do its magic. It will take up to 30 minutes, it says, for that audience to be ready. I can continue working in the background system while that works. Now I want to create something different. Now I want to create a lookalike audience. I'm going to go back to that same group here, and I'm going to now create a lookalike audience. Now this is a little bit different, okay? Here, you want to select my lookalike source. So select an existing audience or data source. Now here, because that audience has not, this is great. I can show you this. I have pixels, right? I have pixels for my business. The ad account that ran those ads are on my Get the Money to pixel account. So I'll select this pixel account because that also will be influenced by the people who actually went to my landing page throughout the history of that pixel. I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's kind of exciting. Anyway, I'm not going to chase this with the event value, just not necessary. And I'm going to select I am going to select an audience. I'm going to select a region of the United, I'm going to check the country, that's what it'll be. The country is going to be the North American, and I'm going to select the United States. I'm not going to select these other locations. I could, depending on what I was doing, but not this time, not necessary. And I'm going to go with the number of lookalike audience. So I want one. Let's just read what it says here. You can create multiple lookalikes with different levels of similarity to your source. This allows you to bid differently for audiences with different conversion values. That's what I was referring to with those who watched Derek's video. I would get multiple lookalike audiences of that group, but I would not spend as much of an investment into them because the likelihood of them converting would take longer, if not ever. So we'll go with the one. Let's see what 2 will give us. 2 here will give us 2.4 million plus another 2. That's close to 6 million people between those 2 right there. Okay. Now this is using that pixel. I also want to use a different way, and I'll go back to that in a moment. Okay, it's telling me that audience, my source is too small. Please choose a combination of source and event. That's what I was about to do. Okay, so I'm going to go back and use another source. I'm going to use a custom audience, same video, same thing. I'm going to go back here to this one, the 15-second through. I'll also put those same videos back in. And I'm going to call this that level up fall level up mastermind invite. I'm going to call this lookalike 1 because I want to do more than that. And that will tell me my description there. Take about 30 minutes for that. You can also expand, create an ad. I'm not ready to do that now. You can expand the audience. Facebook can help you reach more people that matter to your business by finding people that are similar to your source audience. Similar situation we just did. With this, I'm going to go with my audience location again. I'm going to go with the United States. I'm going to go with the 2 again. What am I missing? I'm missing my audience. Now, wait a minute. Didn't we do that already? Sorry, I must have been moving too fast. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Now that audience is being created. But that audience is not being used. I'm not using the pixel for that one. I'm actually using the video, not the website. But I think I'll stop right there. I could get lost in this really. So what will happen is these audiences are populating. They're below 1,000, but they're lookalikes. So when I run another ad, I'll add these 2 to that. So I'm combining smaller groups. You can also look and see what type of crossover, layover these audiences have. It's a lot. I don't spend a tremendous amount of time in that. but I do understand how to use it and why it's necessary, because I like to know where my money's being effective, and I'm sure you do too. So this is what social media marketing and Facebook advertising looks like. I wanted you to see this. I want you to know that all of this is possible for you, and you must do this if you're going to be effective. I don't care what you're promoting, selling, producing. If you have a solution for somebody's problem, this is the foundational bedrock of how you get that out there. It is viewed more substantial than the Better Business Bureau in today's world. If you don't have your business on Facebook marketing, your business, you really cannot effectively integrate with other platforms as well. Pinterest, YouTube, they all come back to tie to Mother Facebook. So listen, I hope this has been helpful, but I hope it's been helpful, and please watch it again, and you have access to it through the YouTube channel, and go get the money, baby. Go get the money, baby. And in the meantime, we're going to get our groove back on, because it's that type of Friday night.